Hello, America. Who am I? Um, I'm basically nobody, but at the same time, I'm everybody. I'm one voice in America, and I'd like to speak out today because so many don't. I have never done a video before. I have never done a Facebook Live. I have never done a TikTok. I have never done a Snapchat. I don't even know how. So, I guess if this comes out okay, I'll have my 11-year-old daughter help me post it. So, why am I talking to you today? Because I feel like it's my duty and my obligation as an American to do so. Why? Because I love my country. And there's a lot of people out there who believe the same that I do on a lot of things. Maybe not everything. But right now, our country is at a crossroads. We're coming up on an election that's going to determine the future of our country. We can either pull it out of our asses and win this election and remain a democracy. Actually, we're a constitutional republic. Or we can become socialists and watch our country go down the toilet even further. And I'm not going to let that happen. I believe in peacefully protesting. I don't believe in violence. I believe in exercising your right to vote because it's one of the few rights that we have left. And if you go to these other socialist countries where regimes have completely taken over, people are censored. They're canceled. They can't get word on the internet. They don't even know what's going on. But they certainly don't get a vote anymore. And that's what's at stake here. Because if the Democrats win again, we're done. So why am I pissed? Well, since Biden took office in January of 2020, let's see what's happened. Crime is off the hook. You can't leave your house and be safe. You can't ride a subway. You can't get out of your car at a gas station without getting carjacked. You can't run a business without people running in and smashing up all your shit and just taking whatever they want. But they deny crime. There's no crime. Then there was the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, where our so-called president withdrew in a way that got our troops killed and many other people killed, innocent people. Could have been avoided. But they don't want to talk about that. Of course not. Well, then there's the shutting down of the Keystone XL pipeline right off the bat. Bing, just like that, done. Doesn't sound like much, right? Well, it's everything. Because Joe Biden has made us dependent on foreign oil. He has shut down drilling in the United States. We're sitting on a ton of oil. We were energy independent under Trump. I'm sorry, I better not say that word. But seriously, why would we depend on the Middle East and Russia for oil when we have it right here? And I don't buy the green bullshit. Look up the facts on the internet, not on these bullshit websites. Don't Google it. Go to DuckDuckGo. Go to the browsers where there's real information, not what they're feeding you. What else? Oh, how could I forget? Antifa, BLM, countless riots, shit burned down, businesses hurt, businesses forced to close that would never reopen again, people raped, people killed, people beat up and left in the street bleeding, cops trying to stop these things in the riot, assaulted, police cars burned, police stations burned. Never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. I'm a retired cop. That's the Democrats. That's Joe Biden. But it's forgotten just like that. Possibly the biggest thing, of course, is COVID. The lie that was COVID. Yes, COVID exists, no doubt. I had it. But what did they do? They locked us down like animals. They took away our freedoms. It was all about control. Where's Dr. Fauci now? He's counting his money at the bank somewhere. He's nowhere to be found because the scam is over. But think about all the people who lost their lives, all the businesses who suffered, people who committed suicide, people who had no social contact with anybody, people who were looked at like they were criminals because they didn't have a mask on. And this was all pushed by Biden, by Fauci, by the Democrats, by the teachers' unions. When our doctors and nurses are protesting on the corner of a street in front of a hospital because they don't want to get the vaccine, that should tell you everything you need to know right there. And in the end, it didn't work. It was all bullshit. I got COVID anyway. I didn't get the vaccine, but I got COVID along with everybody who got the vaccine. They're all getting COVID. Vaxxed, double vaxxed, boosted, double boosted, triple boosted. All getting COVID. I could go on all day about that. But that's just one thing. That's just one big thing that happened. While this is going on, our DOJ, our FBI, our CIA, they've been weaponized against us. And that's the truth. They've been after Trump. They've been after the Orange Man. They've been after Mike Lindell. Walked right up, seized his phone right out of his hand on the street. What happened to law? What happened to due process? They raided people's houses for no reason, SWAT style. This is a problem, people. We're losing a grip on our country. We're losing a grip on our freedom. This is insane, what's happened, what we've let happen. And then if you ask any questions or say the word MAGA, they may raid your house in the middle of the night. You can't question things. Well, that's bullshit. Because that's what Americans should be doing. We should be questioning stuff. We have the right to do that. So this FBI, why haven't they grabbed Hunter Biden up? Why haven't they snatched his cell phone? I'm sorry, because they already have his laptop. Well, where's that? Whose desk drawer is that in? We have been compromised since day one of Biden taking the presidency. Because everybody has a copy of that laptop but us. I'm sure the Chinese have it. I'm sure the Russians have it. Iran probably has it. A lot of it was leaked. Unbelievable. But they hunt the orange man and you and I for making videos like this. Something has to change, people. Something really has to change. The problem is they have the help of the media, or they think they do. We have, thank God, honest people like Mark Levin out there, Hannity, people who love this country, Rush Limbaugh, God rest his soul. Thank God for them. And thank God we have other social media platforms other than Facebook, Instagram, anything Meta. It's crazy. I mean, you can't depend on TikTok. It's Chinese owned. But we have to get the word out somehow. So I don't care. You know, my 11-year-old daughter is going to post this somewhere. Someone will see it because they have to. Because I'm not going to let my country go down the shitter because a bunch of asshole democrats are running the country. No way. I did my time as a police officer. My father was in the military. My grandfather was in the military. I love my country, and I'm not just going to hand it over. No way. What can I do? Not much. Just try and get my word out and encourage as many of you to vote as possible. Because right now, that's all we have. This election is going to change the country forever, one way or another. Facebook is one of the biggest problems out there. Not only are they a donor for this garbage, for these Democrats, but we're being censored, people. We're being canceled. We're running out of places to spread the message. We have to meet in underground meetings to tell each other what's going on. It's wrong. It's wrong. We have a First Amendment right to say whatever we want as long as it doesn't get someone else hurt. So, on top of all that, under Biden, 5 million illegal aliens, that's what they are, illegal aliens, have entered this country. Who are they? Who the fuck knows? Do you know? I don't know. They could be from South America. They could be from Mexico. They could be cartel members. They could be MS-13. They could be people from the Middle East. They could be ISIS. They could be terrorists. So not only are the Democrats and Biden letting them in, they're putting them on fucking buses, driving them around the country, dropping them off, giving them a cell phone and a little money to get started. Flying them on airplanes that burns what? Fuel. The same fuel that's killing the environment. Unbelievable. I can't believe there's people out there who buy this bullshit. That's possibly the greatest threat here, is all these people entering the country illegally. We don't know who they are. We don't know at any time they could plan a major terrorist attack. Well, they already have. Because I'll tell you what, as former law enforcement, I could tell you this thing with the fentanyl, it's a national security thing, but it's also a terrorist attack. They've attacked us. They're bringing these drugs in. They're made in China. China fucking hates us. They're not our friend. And I'm not talking about Chinese Americans who are here. I love them. And I'm not even talking about the Chinese people over there who are being abused. I'm talking about the regime, the evil people in power. That's where the fentanyl's coming from. It's a synthetic opioid. It's being made. It's being pressed into pills, into candy. It's being trafficked across our southern border. They have made stops where they have found enough fentanyl in one stop to kill every single American. But you don't see that on CNN. $300 people a day in this country die of fentanyl. Wake up call. That's how many people die every single day in America because of fentanyl. And that number is going to go up. And that's not just from drug users overdosing. That's from people who had it put into candy or food items and didn't even know they were taking it. And then our schools, our fucking schools, our kids, they're coming after our kids. They want to teach our kids this woke fucking bullshit, this gender bullshit, this gender reassignment bullshit, that it's okay for little Johnny at 6 years old to wear a dress to school and say his name is Sally. No, that's wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong. Then if you say something, you're the bad guy. I don't think so. No. Let him pull it on my kid, see what happens. It's never going to change until we change it, people. You used to be able to pick up the phone if you had a problem and call the police. Well, now there are no more cops because they're defunding the police. They have been. We're being funded by assholes like George Soros. And we're defunding the very people who are put here to protect us. And that's why crime is skyrocketing, but not if you ask Governor Hochul. No, there's no crime. It's all in our heads. We're MAGA extremists. Fucking ridiculous. I'm sure that all 74 million or 80 million people who voted for Trump, if Trump doesn't run again, they'll vote for DeSantis or whoever. They're not just Trump extremists. They're not that at all. They love him, and they should. He was the best president ever. Hands down. And he loved the police. And believe me, we don't forget that. He had our backs. And I am not going to be labeled a domestic terrorist. I am not going to be labeled a racist because I am not those things. Not at all. Anybody who knows me knows that. I'm not. We all bleed red. And in this country, if you're a citizen, we bleed red, white, and blue. And we are one country, one nation under God, just like Trump ends all of his speeches. That's right, I said the word God. Got a problem with that? So what do? We vote. We remind our neighbor to vote. We educate people. Yeah, even at the last minute. We have less than a week before the midterm elections. And I'm feeling the desperation because if people like me don't put out these videos, even though I hate talking to a box, to a camera, I hate it. I never go live. Most people on my Facebook, I have 4,000 friends on my Facebook. They've never seen me go live. They don't even know what I look like. But I'm doing it now because we have to get out the vote. Lee Zeldin can beat Kathy Hochul in New York. It's a very real possibility, but not if you sit on your ass. It's not going to happen. You have to plan for voting fraud on the other side because it's been shown and proven over and over. So why do we want people like Lee Zeldin, Colin Schmidt, even locally Kirk Imparati? Why do we want that? Oh, I don't know. For lower taxes, maybe? so they can stop picking on legal gun owners who don't commit crimes. Because without a Second Amendment, you don't have a First Amendment. If they take your guns away, they're going to take your voice away. Believe it. It's happened. In Australia, they took all the guns away. In Canada, where my brother lives, they're not allowed to have guns. So they don't have a say. So they got to listen to that socialist moron up there who keeps getting in office, sitting around eating his cheese and sipping his wine while everybody else is suffering. Taking my brother's shit and giving it to the neighbor. Do you want that here? I don't. I don't have much, but what I have, I want to keep or pass down to my child. We have to win because we have to drill for oil. We have to put an end to this bullshit. Do you want to depend on the Middle East, the Arabs, for oil? Because I don't. Do you want to pay $5, $6? Well, California, forget it. $10 a gallon. I don't. When we can drill right here and pay $2 and something a gallon, like we did under the Orange Man. We have to finish the fucking wall on the southern border so these assholes stop coming in. Some of them are good people, but we have a system in place. We have laws. Dems, do you know what laws are? Those things that are being passed or supposed to be passed and followed after they're approved and passed. We have laws regarding this stuff. People should come in legally, so they're vetted, so we know who the fuck our neighbor is. Or who's walking down the street behind our kid. We need to finish the wall. Stop this garbage, drugs, and fentanyl and shit coming in our country. People who don't have kids believe this. I happen to have a daughter. I'm worried about her. As most parents who aren't nuts, most parents worry about their kids. I worried about her getting the wrong crap on Halloween. I worried about, anybody handing her anything. I told her not to take this or that. We shouldn't have to worry about that. Fentanyl, really? We're going to let the Chinese bring it in this country and destroy people and kill people? And what's their answer? Hand out drugs. Hand out needles. Have Narcan dispensers on the fucking corner? Are you kidding me? I like to say the Democrats are fucking morons, but they're not. They're smart. They know exactly what they're doing and they're calculated. Everything they're doing on purpose. So what else can happen if the Republicans get in? We can untie the hands of the police to go out and do their fucking jobs. We can refund them so they have the proper training and equipment to deal with the 5 million people who have come in the country, figure out who they are. If somebody breaks the law, actually arrest them and actually put them in jail. Well, there's a new concept. Governor Hochul. No cashless bail, no bail reform. It's all bullshit. It's all a master plan to get more votes from people they're letting out of jail, from people they're letting in the country. Why do you think they're doing it? And the other reason they're doing it is because they hate this fucking country. They want to see it destroyed. While they live in mansions surrounded by walls, they want the rest of us to be the victims of crimes living in piss and shit on the corner next to tent cities, feces on the sidewalk, dirty needles. That's how they want us to live. And that's what's going to happen if we don't win this election. We have to build our military. We have to get people in there in Congress. We have to build our military so the world respects us again. They don't respect us now. They're laughing at us, as they should. Look at our commander-in-chief. He can't even form a fucking sentence. He can't even figure out what flavor ice cream he wants today, the fucking moron. If you're not pissed, you're not paying attention. You know, if Republicans get in and there's a red wave, which I hope there's going to be, which there's a chance of, we can actually investigate the origins of COVID. We could prosecute them, the people responsible. Not in China, obviously, but the people responsible here who've done all the damage. We can prosecute them and we can punish them, put them in jail. We can go after the FBI, who's walking up to people on the street, seizing their phones out of their hands without due process, doing raids, SWAT raids in the middle of the night, who are suppressing evidence against the son of the President of the United States, who has horrific shit on his laptop, because I've seen some of it. A lot of people have. Certain things are leaked, and they're not good. We can go after him. Because what ultimately needs to happen is Biden needs to be impeached. Because he's been compromised from day one, like I said. We need to get his ass out. And this isn't about reinstalling Trump. This is about starting by getting these evil Democrats out, because that's what they are. Make no mistake. This is not just Republicans versus Democrats. This is good versus evil. Funded by people like George Soros. Supported by people like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. I don't get so mad about AOC because she's just a moron. But that's where it's all gotta go. And the only way we're gonna do that is by voting. We have to take back our schools. We have to truly drain the swamp. We have to say no when they want to just walk up and take our cell phone. We have to win this election. That's what we have to do. And it's up to you, because the problem is a lot of people figure, oh, there's this giant red wave coming. I got nothing to worry about. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Somebody else will do it. I saw it on the news. The polls are close. No. Polls are useless without the people behind them. You have to get your ass there and vote. The early voting, they cheat. I mean, if you can't make it on election day, early vote in person. Try not to mail it in. But if that's your only option, mail it in. But don't leave it up to other people. Vote. We only get one vote. Unless you're a fucking Democrat, then you get I don't know how many. You know, all their dead relatives and shit. But we only get one vote. Republicans. I'm actually conservative, but I say Republicans. So if you vote and if we get in, you may finally see gas prices come down. You may finally see handcuffs go on some very high up people. You may see babies stop getting killed when they're ready to come out of their mother. Babies that can feel pain and cry and think. Let's win this war against evil. Let's turn out the vote. Let's win this fucking thing. Let's build the red wave. You and I. Let's do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to wear any fucking MAGA hat or anything like that. I like Donald Trump. I'm not afraid to say it. I like him. There's a lot of other people I like too. I really do. I think Ron DeSantis is awesome. I think Lee Zeldin is awesome. But the important thing is that we get out there and vote and win this fucking thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like I said, if you feel your mail-in vote's not going to get there on time, then go early vote. Bring a friend with you. Bring your cousin. Bring your neighbor. Bring your garbage man. I don't give a shit. Just get down there and vote. I'm going on election day because I don't want any chance of manipulation of the vote. That was proven through 10,000 Mules from Dinesh D'Souza. I mean, there's just too much chance of whatever, but don't let that discourage you. Vote anyway. Vote, vote, vote. Do it. You will be helping save this country. You will be making history, and you will be sending one big message to Washington, which is fuck you and fuck Joe Biden. Now I'm going to have to post this without my daughter looking at it. Bye.